My name is Benjamin, and today is my first day at a new job. I am excited but also very nervous. I am 25 years old, and I live in a small apartment in the city. I grew up in a small town where everyone knew each other. Now, everything is big and new. My dream has always been to work in a busy office, and now that dream is happening. I studied business in college. I enjoy learning new things and meeting new people. I am kind and friendly. I love to help others, and I am good at listening. My friends say I am a great team player, but I can also be shy. Sometimes, it is hard for me to speak up in a group. I always worry about what people will think of me. This makes me nervous, especially today. Today, I start my job as an office assistant at a marketing company. It sounds exciting, but I feel unsure. What if I make a mistake? What if my coworkers do not like me? I walk into the tall building, and my heart beats fast. The lobby is bright with shiny floors and colorful chairs. There are many people who look busy, rushing here and there. I take a deep breath and remind myself that everyone has been new at their job once. My boss, Sarah, greets me with a warm smile. She is tall with curly hair and wears glasses. She seems friendly and ready to help me. Sarah tells me not to worry, it is normal to feel nervous. She shows me my desk, and I scan the office around me. Some colleagues are working quietly, while others are chatting and laughing. I hope I can join in and make friends. As I sit at my desk, I see many papers and files. I need to learn how to organize them. I glance at the computer and feel a little scared. I know the basics, but what if I do not understand everything? It seems hard. I remember my teacher's advice about learning new skills. Take it one step at a time, she used to say. I will try to remember that today. I feel a small flutter of hope. This job is a chance to grow and learn. I want to show my new team what I can do. I also hope to find new friends among my coworkers. I want to do well, but the fear of making mistakes is always there. I stare at my screen, and my fingers tremble as I type. I am thinking about my background. I grew up practicing persistence and hard work. My parents taught me to keep trying even when things are tough. This job is a new challenge, but I believe I can handle it. As the morning goes on, I tell myself to stay positive. I take a sip of my coffee and focus on my tasks. I want to learn everything about my new job and succeed. One step at a time. I can do this, even if I feel a little scared right now. I remind myself this is just the beginning of my professional journey, and with every click of the keyboard, I feel a little braver. As the days go by, my nerves slowly turn into anxiety. I want to fit in, but something feels off. During lunch breaks, I notice a coworker named Lisa often acts cold towards me. She is tall and has long dark hair. Lisa sits at the next desk but rarely speaks to me. When she does, her words cut like ice. One morning, she throws a stack of papers on my desk and says, "You actually need to sort these out." It looks bad. I feel my face grow hot with embarrassment. I glance at Sarah, hoping she will say something. Sarah is busy, typing quickly at her computer. I take a deep breath and try to ignore Lisa's words. However, the more I see her, the more stress I feel. She seems to enjoy putting me down. One day, she whispers loud enough for others to hear, "I can't believe Benjamin got the job." It's a joke. My heart sinks. Why is she doing this to me? During meetings, it gets even worse. When it is my turn to speak, Lisa rolls her eyes and smirks. I stumble over my words, feeling small and useless. I want to shout back, to stand up for myself. But fear grips my throat, and I remain silent. I often think about the advice my mother gave me, "Be strong and stand tall, my child." But in moments like these, it is hard to feel strong. When I go home, I replay the day in my mind. Am I good enough for this job? I feel defeated. The doubt around my abilities grows stronger each day. I text my best friend, Sarah, to talk about my feelings. She replies quickly, saying, "Don't let her get to you, Benjamin. Remember why you are there. You are capable." I try to hold on to her words. I am capable. I came here with dreams, but it often feels like I am losing ground. The next week, things take a turn. During a team project, Lisa deliberately takes credit for my ideas. "That was my thought," she states sharply. I stare at her in disbelief. I want to scream, "No, this was my work." Instead, I feel the walls closing in on me. I glance at my coworkers. Some nod with approval, while others look confused. I feel alone in a crowded room, and the feeling eats away at me. That night, I can't sleep. I think about how to handle Lisa. Should I speak to Sarah about this bullying? Part of me wants to curl up in a ball and hide, but another part of me feels the fire inside. I remember the goals I set for myself: learn and grow, no matter the challenges. This situation won't defeat me. The next day, I notice something within me that gives hope. I decide I will use my voice. Morning arrives, I walk into the office with a small spark of confidence. I understand I may face challenges, but I will not be silenced anymore. When I see Lisa and she makes snide remarks again, I will be ready. I know I may falter, but I am here to stand tall and make my mark. With each passing moment, I learn that believing in myself holds power. I can face the ups and downs of this job. It is not just about enduring, the goal is to rise above and claim my space confidently. Each day at the office feels heavier, and I struggle with the weight of stress. Lisa's comments stick in my mind like glue. She continues to find ways to make me feel small. I work on a project and then hear her laugh with others. I wish I could laugh, too. Instead, I feel isolated. My confidence is slipping away as I watch my ideas be dismissed. It is hard to stay positive when the environment around me feels toxic. The mornings have become hard to face. I wake up anxious, my stomach in knots. Even the smell of coffee doesn't excite me anymore. I worry about what Lisa will say today. My heart feels heavy like a rock. At my desk, I try to focus, but my thoughts are mixed. "Am I good enough?" echoes in my mind. I look at my work, and I see flaws everywhere. I feel like a fraud. Every time I make a mistake, even a small one, it sits heavy on my mind. I wish I could shake these feelings off. During team meetings, if I speak up, Lisa rolls her eyes or laughs. I feel everyone turn to look at me. In those moments, my voice trembles, and my ideas feel worthless. I realize that instead of speaking confidently, I start to second-guess myself. It is hard to know what to do. Should I fight back against her? Should I ignore her and hope she stops? Or maybe it would be easier to just quit? The thought brings a brief relief, but in my heart, I know I don't want to give up. I came here to learn and grow, not to run away from fear. One afternoon, while printing some documents, I overhear Lisa speaking to a coworker. She says, "Benjamin just doesn't get it." Her words cut through me, and all I want to do is disappear. They laugh, and my stomach twists. I can't believe she talks about me like that. Suddenly, I feel desperate. It is as if I'm in a box with no way out. That night, I cry in bed, staring at the ceiling. I regret ever taking this job. I feel worthless, and it is hard to bear. The next day feels darker. I arrive at the office, and my mind is clouded with doubts. I sit at my desk, staring blankly at my computer screen. Every beep or click from my coworkers makes me feel more alone. It is as if I'm outside looking in. Can I keep going like this? My body feels frozen, full of fear. I think about how I used to be. I used to enjoy tackling challenges confidently. Now, I struggle even to raise my hand in meetings. I need to take control again. As I sit there, I hear a small voice inside me. It whispers, "You are strong. I take a deep breath and remind myself all the work I have done to be here. I think of my parents' support, which pushes me to keep trying. Maybe I can change the situation. Maybe I can talk to Sarah or even bring together my courage to say something to Lisa. Each moment I spend struggling leaves me more determined not to fade away. The thought gives me energy. I know it will be hard, but I want to be brave again. I will find a way to stand strong and fight for my place in this office. I decide not to let this darkness consume me. I will be seen and heard. The days at work blur together, filled with anxiety and frustration. I feel like a puppet, with Lisa pulling the strings. That feeling reaches its peak today when I learn that I failed to finish an important report. I spent hours, even days, working on it, but I didn't get the details right. My heart races when Sarah calls me into her office. I can see the worry in her eyes. "Benjamin, we need to talk about your project," she says softly, and I know it cannot be good. I feel my chest tighten as I sit down. "I'm sorry, Sarah. I thought I did everything right," I say, my voice shaking. "I can't help it," tears threaten to fall. "I really tried." She explains that the client was upset with my mistakes. The project is now at risk because of me. I nod, but my mind feels like a fog. But the worst is still to come. Just after my meeting, I see Lisa laughing with a group of co-workers again. They look at me, and I can feel them judging me. I think about how hard I worked and how I had tried to share my ideas. But part of me wonders if they are right. My heart sinks deeper. Before I can stop myself, I hear my voice say, "You know, I worked hard on that project." The room goes silent, and I freeze, realizing I spoke up. "Hardly," Lisa replies with a smirk. "Maybe if you really focused, we wouldn't be in this mess." Her words cut me, the room spins. I feel hot tears fill my eyes. I have spent so long avoiding her that now I am not sure what to say. Instead of feeling brave, I feel embarrassed. In a moment of anger and sadness, I decide I cannot take it any longer. I feel like my world is crashing down, and I take a step back. The internal battle within me reaches a breaking point. I think, I tried so hard, but it is still not enough. It feels like I am sinking into a dark hole. Amid this chaos, a tiny spark remains. It pushes me to think. What if I begin to stand up for myself? I want to confront this fear and see what happens. I realize I need to act. I must show everyone, including myself, that I am capable. I take a deep breath, my heart pounding loudly. No more hiding. A few days ago, I wished for that spark of courage. Now it feels real. Lisa must know that I will no longer be her target. Steeling myself, I say loudly enough for everyone to hear, "Maybe I did not get it right. But I will learn and do better." I am not giving up. For a moment, everyone is silent. I can feel mixed looks from my co-workers. Inside, my heart races. Was that the right decision? But I don't want to retreat, I want to face this. The rush of emotions feels both terrifying and freeing. I am scared, yes, but it also feels empowering. I know this is a vital moment. Something must change, and it starts with me deciding to stand up. The fear of failure transforms into fuel for my determination. I am still on the edge, but that small spark inside gives me hope. I am ready to fight for my voice, and I will not give up. As I stand there, adrenaline coursing through my veins, I realize that I just spoke out loud in front of everyone. It felt empowering, yet terrifying at the same time. But almost immediately, the mood shifts. Lisa's surprised expression quickly turns to anger. She rolls her eyes and retorts, "You think you can just speak up now? Think again, Benjamin." My face burns with shame as I feel the weight of her words in the silence that follows. I glance around, noticing my co-workers' glares and curious looks. Moments later, Sarah walks past me. She has a tight expression on her face. "Can I speak with you?" she says, motioning me to follow her into her office. My heart drops. Did I cross a line? I take a deep breath and step inside, unsure of what to expect. Once in her office, Sarah closes the door behind us. Benjamin, I appreciate that you want to stand up for yourself. But confronting Lisa in front of the team wasn't the best way to handle it, she says slowly. Her voice is calm, but the disappointment in her eyes is hard to swallow. I can't help but feel guilt wash over me. Did I make a mistake? I nod, trying to hold back tears. I am sorry. I can't take being bullied any longer. I thought it might help. I wanted to stop it. Sarah looks at me for a moment, and I see her struggle to find the right words. I know it is hard, Benjamin. But now you need to think about how to move forward. Fighting back can have consequences. The words hang over me like a storm cloud. I feel as if I am sinking into the floor. My mind races as I recall my meeting with her and the tension in the room. My heart begins to pound faster, and I feel anxious. Did I ruin my chance at working here? It hurts to think about how scared I was when I spoke out. I wanted to show I could be strong, but, in reality, I'm realizing how weak I actually feel. Sarah's eyes soften as she tells me we need to focus on what happens next. But her words go in one ear and out the other. I cannot stop thinking about how I might have lost everything. What if I can't stay at this job? What if I always feel like this? There are too many what-ifs racing in my mind, and I wish I could escape. When our conversation ends, I walk back to my desk slowly. I feel the crushing weight of regret on my shoulders. My co-workers glance at me, and I look down, avoiding their eyes. I enter a haze of despair. I feel unsure if I will ever fit in. I do not want to be the subject of gossip or laughter anymore. More than anything, I fear that this moment will be the one everyone will remember. It feels like I fight a battle every day, but now I might suffer a loss that I cannot afford. Sitting at my desk, the walls seem to close in around me. Everyone whispers, and the chatter blends into a dull hum. I wish I could disappear. The fear twist in my stomach deepens, making it hard to breathe. I think I have hurt my chances here because I couldn't stand up to the bullying in the right way. What have I done? Echoes in my mind, spiraling deeper into feelings of doubt. I realize it is hard to see a way to rise from this moment. I am lost, standing on shaky ground, and I desperately need to find my balance again. Sitting at my desk, I feel the weight of disappointment pressing down on me. I watch the clock tick away the minutes, each one feeling heavier than the last. The whispering around the office swells in my ears, and I feel ashamed. But deep down, a small voice breaks through my despair. It tells me that I cannot give up just yet. I close my eyes and take a deep breath. I need clarity, and I need to think. After a few minutes, my friend Sarah, the one I texted, walks over to me. She quietly asks if I want to take a short break. I nod. We step outside for some fresh air, and the sunlight warms my face. It feels nice. I look at her, remembering how much she has supported me, and I start to talk. I spoke out today, but now I feel worse, I admit, my voice shaky. Maybe I should have stayed quiet. I just don't know what to do anymore. Sarah listens closely. She meets my eyes and softly responds, Benjamin, you cannot be afraid to express yourself. It takes courage to face your fears. Remember, you wanted to grow and learn. Her words give me a glimmer of hope. What if instead of seeing this as a failure, you view it as a chance to grow? I ponder her question. What if this moment is actually the turning point I need? Suddenly, I realize my perspective has been all wrong. I spent too long trying to please everyone. I wanted to hide to avoid conflict. But maybe hiding isn't the only way to handle things. Sarah's reminder sparks something inside me. I can choose to stand tall, even in the face of difficulty. No matter how I feel right now, I can learn from these situations. They do not define me. Rejuvenated by our talk, clarity begins to wash over me. I may have stumbled, but I can transform this experience into fuel for future growth. I can decide to stand up again, more gracefully and more firmly. I think about those who do not speak up and how silence often leads to suffering. I have to change that within myself. I know I won't always be perfect, but I can take each setback and turn it into strength. As we return indoors, my heart beats with determination. I look at my desk, feeling a newfound sense of purpose. The anxiety that once weighed me down feels lighter now. I refuse to allow Lisa or anyone else to take my voice away from me. I can grow from this and chart a different path. With every challenge, I discover new strength. I walk back to my seat and start organizing my thoughts. I will write down my ideas and remind myself of my goals. I will prepare myself to talk to Sarah again later about this matter. I want support, and I must assert myself in a professional way. I realize, with each step, that I am not alone in this journey. I can rise from these feelings and take charge of my own future. This is not just about fear, it's about becoming the best version of myself. I will not allow temporary setbacks to define who I am. Each new day brings new chances. I can be brave, and I will find that courage inside me to face what comes next. With resilience, I know I can deal with anything, starting today. Falling action. As the dust settles from my outburst, a deeper understanding begins to form within me. I realize speaking up was not just a reaction, it was an important step in recognizing my own value. I have taken the first leap toward becoming the person I want to be. Returning to my desk, I feel lighter, as if a heavy stone has been removed from my shoulders. I know that change will not happen overnight, but right now, I can feel a spark of hope igniting inside me. Throughout the week, I focus on summoning my courage each day. With every small decision I make, I can see how these choices begin to reshape my workplace experience. The tension that once held me hostage is slowly starting to dissipate. Sarah continues to encourage me, reminding me to embrace the small victories each day brings. A supportive presence helps me feel less alone. I start to share my ideas more openly in meetings, even if they are not perfect. I can see my voice slowly being heard. As the days pass, I notice how other coworkers start responding positively to my growing confidence. I receive smiles when I greet them, and I hear encouraging comments about my input in meetings. I realize that by being open and brave, I inspire the same courage in others around me. This unexpected support feels uplifting, turning my workplace into a more positive space. I can finally see that my actions also impact others, and that gives me strength. One afternoon, I decide to take a bold step. I ask Sarah if we can meet to discuss a proposal for a new project I have been working on. This small act sparks a fire beneath me. As I prepare my thoughts, my heart races, but it is now for a different reason. I feel excited about sharing my vision. This time, I want to show my passion and enthusiasm rather than just fear. In our meeting, Sarah listens attentively. I present my ideas with pride, and to my surprise, she seems impressed. "Benjamin, this is fantastic work," she tells me, her eyes shining. Her words resonate within me. They confirm that I have what it takes to contribute meaningfully. I know this is a significant turning point. Each positive moment is adding to my momentum. Before I would have felt anxious about speaking this way, but today I own my voice. As I walk back to my desk, I hold my head higher. I identify myself not as someone who fears bullying but as someone who stands tall in their worth. Everything is starting to change because I chose to speak out. My worries about fitting in shrink. I realize I belong here just as much as anyone else. That evening, I set new goals for the week. I decide to continue this journey, focusing on small ways to strengthen my confidence. I will practice standing up and claiming my space, and I won't back down. Each step brings me closer to reaffirming my self-worth. I am not perfect, but I am wholly committed to growth. As I leave work, a smile creeps across my face. Each day is unfolding with new promise. I feel the warmth of hope mingling with determination. Change is possible, and I can be the driver of it in my own life. The future feels bright, and each challenge will lead me to even greater opportunities. I am ready to embrace this journey with courage and grace. I wake up early with a renewed spirit, ready to face the day. My heart races as I think about what I want to achieve. I know it's time to set strong boundaries. I realize I have the power to control how I respond to the challenges around me. No longer do I want to sit silently while negativity swirls around me. This day marks a new chapter, and I am ready to take a firm stand. At work, I find Lisa at her desk, talking loudly to another coworker. I take a deep breath, feeling a mixture of apprehension and determination. I remind myself that I have the right to speak my mind. I walk over to her. "Lisa," I say firmly, "we need to talk." The words come out stronger than I expected. She raises her eyebrows in surprise, clearly not ready for this. I can feel the eyes of my coworkers on us, but I keep my composure. "Your comments have upset me, and I want them to stop," I say directly. I don't back down, even as I feel my knees tremble slightly. We are part of a team, and I want to work together, not against each other. For a moment, Lisa looks taken aback. The surprise on her face slowly fades to annoyance. "You can't tell me what to do, Benjamin," she snaps, but my heart stays steady. I am no longer afraid. I take one more bold step, continuing, "I'm not trying to control you. I'm just asking for respect." As I walk back to my desk, uncertainty flickers through me. I feel vulnerable, but also relieved. I must have done something right if I allowed myself to be heard. Later that day, I notice Sarah watching me with a smile. She comes over and says, "I saw how you handled that. It was brave." Her praise makes me feel powerful and proud. I know I've chosen to face the conflict honestly. Soon enough, more coworkers start to notice the changes in me. I see them looking at me as if I am a different person, someone stronger. I engage with them more confidently, discussing ideas and contributing to team projects. Their positive reactions energize me, pushing me to continue on this path. Not everyone reacts this way, though. As I stand up for myself, I notice Lisa growing more hostile. She doesn't let our disagreement slide. Instead of respect, she tries to undermine me by making snide comments during meetings. I feel the return of anxiety lurking, but this time, I refuse to let it take control. I use those feelings as motivation to stay firm. The weight lifts when I realize that my behavior is shifting from fear to empowerment. I decide to report Lisa's comments to Sarah, expressing how I feel. It takes courage, but with each step, I know my mindset is growing strong. "Sarah, I need support to handle this bullying," I say clearly, ensuring my voice carries conviction. "You have the right to report what's happening, Benjamin," she tells me gently. I see in her eyes that I am not alone. Sharing my experience feels like shedding a heavy load, and I start to breathe easier. This action energizes me as I recognize the progress made despite the obstacles. As I walk back to my desk, I feel lighter. I know I am building a healthier workspace for myself, and perhaps even for others around me. It's not easy to let go of the past, but every day brings a chance to redefine my path. I find comfort in knowing I can change how I interact with my environment. The urgency for this growth pushes me forward, and I am ready to face whatever comes next, convinced that I control my journey. This week feels different, and I can sense the change in the air. Each day has become a new opportunity for growth. My heart is filled with determination as I push myself forward. The support from Sarah and my coworkers gives me the strength to continue speaking out. But today, I want to feel that change on a deeper level. I want to achieve a small win that affirms my growth. As the day begins, I come to work with a clear goal in mind. I have an important presentation to make to the team about the new project I suggested. I have spent time preparing myself, researching facts, and organizing my ideas. I know my proposal can truly benefit our team. I remind myself that it's my time to shine even in a less than perfect atmosphere. When the time for the meeting arrives, I sit with my papers in hand, my heart thumping in my chest. I look around to see my coworkers gathered. Some look eager, while others seem indifferent. I choose to focus on those who seem interested. During the meeting, I present my ideas confidently. I explain how my project can improve our workflow and boost our results. I make eye contact with each person, sharing my excitement and passion. As I finish my presentation, I take a deep breath and wait for feedback. To my surprise, several colleagues nod and smile. One coworker, Tom, even stands up. "I believe in Benjamin's proposal," he says with a steady voice. "It represents fresh thinking. Let's support this plan." I feel warmth spread through me, and joy floods my heart. This gesture changes the entire atmosphere in the room. Someone is standing up for me. Feeling unexpectedly empowered, I follow Tom's lead. "Thank you, Tom," I say, blushing but holding my head high. "We can work together to make this successful." My heart is pounding with excitement, and I can see others feeling similarly inspired. I notice the way they start to engage with my ideas. Their faces show interest and curiosity. With each positive reaction, I can feel the weight of negativity lifting. This moment confirms everything I've worked for. Later, after the meeting ends, several coworkers come over to chat. They ask questions and add their input. I feel a sense of belonging wash over me. This connection helps heal the wounds from earlier in my journey. I smile and share a light-hearted joke with them, feeling a bond grow between us. This moment of recognition solidifies my belief that I deserve respect and acceptance in this space. As I sit in my office that afternoon, I think about how far I've come. The fear I once carried seems to fade with every small victory. Though there are still challenges ahead, I feel reassured and stronger. I decide that moving forward, I want to apply this change in all areas of my life. My goal is to not only succeed in my work but also to foster supportive relationships with my coworkers. I take out my planner and write down my steps forward. First, I will continue to share my ideas openly and encourage others to do the same. Working together brings out the best in all of us. Next, I will urge unity and respect within my team, ensuring we support one another. Finally, I will remember to focus on the positive progress I'm making. Each day will bring a new chance, and I will embrace it, knowing I am worthy of every opportunity. Feeling the energy of accomplishment and peace fill me, I smile. I am ready for whatever comes next. I carry a warm sense of excitement within me as I navigate the road ahead, confident that my voice can change not only my life but the lives of those around me. Resolution. As the weeks go by, I feel a wonderful transformation within myself. The change is not just about standing up to Lisa or addressing the negativity in the workplace. It is deeper than that. I have regained my confidence and renewed my passion for my career. I now understand my value, and I know I deserve to be in an environment that supports my growth. This feeling empowers me to think about my future boldly. Over coffee breaks and casual chats with coworkers, I have built stronger connections. They inspire me, and I feel supported by their encouragement. The more I share my ideas, the more vibrant ideas bounce back. We talk openly, share feedback, and celebrate small wins together. I finally feel part of a team, and it makes me excited to come to work each day. I no longer want to hide, I want to shine. One afternoon, I take a step toward cementing my future in this role. I sit down with Sarah and ask her about potential career advancement opportunities. I have always dreamed of learning new skills and possibly moving into management. She listens closely and grins, saying, "I knew you would come to me. I see your growth. Let's work together on your development goals." Hearing her affirmation feels exhilarating. I realize it's time to put my fears aside and plan for the long-term success I desire. Sitting there with Sarah, I understand that my journey has its ups and downs, but from every experience, I can learn and grow. I ready a list of goals. I want to work on my leadership skills, create workshops to support team building, and introduce new ideas to improve the workplace. My ideas can help build a positive environment where respect and collaboration flourish. While assigning myself these projects, I also understand I am making a conscious decision to face every challenge with courage, not fear. The old worry of failing or being judged no longer holds any power over me. I set specific steps to achieve my goals, reminding myself to take each step slowly yet effectively. If I fall, I remind myself it's just part of the learning process, not the end of the world. With these dreams in mind, I actively work to establish my boundaries and communicate my needs. When incidents arise, I address them confidently. Lisa may still try to undermine me, but I stand firm. I remind her and myself that I own my journey. I see the positive impact my changes have on my colleagues, and they begin to mirror my behavior. This work culture shifts toward support and respect. As I glance around the office, I feel a wave of gratitude. The negativity that once clouded my thoughts is slowly replaced with a sense of peace. I understand that life is often unpredictable, but I am stronger now. I believe in my capabilities, I see my potential. Knowing that I can support my team and foster a positive atmosphere fills me with hope. In this very moment, I recognize that my experiences have shaped me into a more resilient person. Working together, we can all strengthen this environment where we thrive. I plan to continue being an advocate for open communication and respect. I hold the pen to write my own story, filled with dreams and the confidence to pursue them. The journey is just beginning, and I am ready to embrace every moment with excitement and determination. As I look toward the future, I feel an exciting energy building inside me. The changes I have made at work have not only improved my experience but have opened new doors in my career. I think about starting practical steps toward my long-term goals. The support from my team motivates me to pursue my dreams and tackle the challenges that come my way. Recently, I decided to take a course in leadership skills. This course has helped give me the tools to guide a team effectively. Every week, I learn new techniques that I can apply in my current role. I feel more equipped to take on challenges and inspire others to follow their passions too. The knowledge I'm gaining is invaluable, and I can see how it changes the way I interact with my coworkers. I have also started to practice mindfulness, which helps me maintain a positive outlook. I take a few moments each day to pause and reflect. Whether I step outside for fresh air or simply breathe deeply at my desk, these practices locate me in the present moment. They remind me to let go of past fears and focus on my present successes. I am learning to navigate challenges with grace, finding peace amidst the usual chaos. My relationships at work have blossomed, too. Each day, I engage more with my coworkers. I take the initiative to organize team lunches and brainstorming sessions. Connecting with others builds a sense of belonging and community that I crave. I see how my willingness to change is inspiring those around me. As we support each other, our teamwork grows stronger, leading us to accomplish more together. With every new approach, the negative environment I once feared transforms. Lisa slowly realizes that her actions have no power over me. Instead of raising my fears, I view her remarks with a mix of patience and understanding. While she may not change overnight, I am learning not to let negativity stop my progress. It brings me strength when I refuse to engage in her conflicts. Soon, I will be taking on a new challenge, leading my first project meeting as the project coordinator. I embrace this opportunity with excitement instead of dread. I focus on the skills I built in my leadership course, ready to apply them in real-world situations. I take my time to prepare and feel confident knowing I have the support of my team. As I prepare for the meeting, I detox my workspace and organize my thoughts. I create a vivid outline of what I want to discuss. I focus on the project goals and how we can achieve them as a team. Because I am now confident, my presentation becomes a shared conversation rather than a one-sided discussion. The sky is the limit. I am looking so forward to the day when I can walk in, present my ideas with clarity, and drive our team toward success. I wholeheartedly believe that my journey has just begun. Each step I take brings me closer to my dreams and allows me the freedom to achieve what I have always desired. In this journey filled with challenges and victories, I have come to understand that growth involves patience and resilience. I am committed to moving forward with strength and positivity. I know that every setback can be a setup for a comeback if I am willing to learn and grow. So, with confidence in my heart, I am ready to embrace the future and the adventures that await me.